Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think Mr. Cooley actually said a number of things that I was going to say as well. But first, let me just thank all the stakeholders for educating many of us in a crash course in the subordination of loans in the last couple of weeks. And let me say, and I think this is probably true for many of us, I've been a long-time and strong supporter of PACE programs. And I had hoped that we were going to have a solution today, not just on the disclosure issue, but on the lien issue. But obviously, I think there's a difference of opinion on what is in the best interests of the consumers and what's in the best interest of the future of the PACE program. I am going to support the chair's recommendations today, and I very much appreciate her suggestion of a hearing soon. And let me suggest and encourage all stakeholders, if you can come to that hearing, not just with your facts and your perspective on the issue, but real solutions. What I heard from everyone is that there is a real problem. The Masons of the world, there are many Mr. and Mrs. Masons of the world, and I think many of us feel an urgency to want to address it. It's my hope that if out of that hearing or a number of hearings we're able to come to agreement in this committee on that we might be able to potentially consider amendments to this legislation further down the line. Obviously, that's a bill, if it was in the Senate, could come back to this committee, or, of course, for next year. So I look forward to engaging in this, particularly since I spent all the time to start to learn and figure all this stuff out.
Indeed.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else on this topic? Okay. We have a motion and a second. And again, Mr. Dababneh, I thank you for all the work you've done on this. I look forward to scheduling a hearing as soon as we can in June, and hopefully we'll get something else moving again this year as we look at it from a real holistic perspective. And would you like to close?
I would. Thank you to all my colleagues here today. To all the stakeholders, I would also like to say that even the opposition in the last few days became partners to work with on a number of these issues. It is not my intent to damage or hinder the PACE program. I am truly committed to making sure this program is not able to be challenged or be, in my opinion, damaged by a lack of consumer protection or really information that should be provided to every possible consumer of these programs. But I also want to make sure that we do so in a way that preserves the ability for homeowners to protect their number one asset, their home. And so with that, I would like to ask for permission to read. This is a letter from the Federal Housing Agency, Office of the Director, Melvin L. Watt, who was appointed to that position by President Obama in 2013. Dear Governor Brown, thank you for your letter April 28, 2014 about the California Property Assessed Clean Energy Program, otherwise known as PACE. The Federal Housing Finance Agency, FHFA's General Counsel, has been in touch with your staff, and I appreciate the time and material they have provided concerning California's PACE program and intentions in creating a reserve fund. I'm writing to inform you that FHFA is not prepared to change its position on California's first lien PACE program and will continue to prohibit the enterprises from purchasing or refinancing mortgages that are encumbered with a first lien PACE loan in California. California's PACE program would allow local governments to finance energy-related home improvement projects by placing an assessment on homeowners' property in the first lien position, resulting in a subordination of an existing enterprise-backed mortgage to the second lien position. In making this determination, FHFA has carefully reviewed the reserve fund created by the state of California, and while I appreciate that it is intended to mitigate these increased losses, it fails to offer full loss protection to these enterprises and protect consumers. I really appreciate everyone on this committee for taking the time. I know this was a very long debate. I appreciate the chair and her staff's work on this bill. I look forward to making sure that in the future we do not have to have individuals like the Masons or Mr. Chambers come testify before us to talk about the losses they've incurred, to have retirements compromised, to have their top priority in most people's investment package, their portfolio for most Californians, is the property they own, their home. And to have that compromised in a situation when they're trying to improve their environmental footprint, when they're trying to improve their efficiencies, whether it's a new water heater or solar panels, is something that we all should be outraged about. I look forward to working with all stakeholders as we go forward, and I truly do believe we're on the path to have the most stringent, consumer-friendly disclosure of any state that offers a PACE program, and I look forward to your aye vote today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So it's been amended and moved, seconded. Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is due pass as amended. Eggman.
Aye.
Eggman, aye. Waldron. Aye. Waldron, aye. Mullen. Aye. Mullen, aye. Bonilla. Aye. Bonilla, aye. Chu. Aye. Chu, aye. Cooley. Aye. Cooley, aye. Jones. Aye. Jones, aye. Gordon. Aye. Gordon, aye. Linder. Aye. Blender, aye. 9-0.
9-0. Thank you very much, Mr. DeBobney. Do we have to recall for the special regular session? Okay. Do we have our list of who's up? Take up the consent calendar if we can get a... All right, Secretary, please call the roll.
Eggman.
Aye.
Eggman, aye. Waldron. Waldron, aye. Mullen. Mullen, aye. Bonilla. Bonilla, aye. Chu. Chu, aye. Cooley. Cooley, aye. Jones. Jones, aye. Gordon. Gordon, aye. Linder. Linder, aye.
Okay, that bill is out. Next up, we have, I think we have Eduardo Garcia for Mr. Alejo. No? Well, Mr. Quirk, you're here. Come on, sit down. Okay, well, then you're first. Here you are.
All right. So I'm going to first talk 2471, okay? So I have two bills. The first one I'm going to do is 2471. Thank you, Chair and members. First of all, I'd like to accept the committee's suggested amendments. I'd also like to thank the chair and committee staff for all their work, and it was a lot, so you worked with me a lot.
We had a busy week, Mr. Quirk.
Busy week, and I finally understood what you were trying to do, and I very much think you're on the right track. And
on your bill or the last
again,
one?
Thank you. I'm very happy. So, Eden Township Healthcare District in Alameda County does not provide any direct healthcare services. The revenue source is mostly derived from commercial property rental income. In 2015, Eden spent 85% of its budget on administrative expenses such as salaries, benefits, and other professional services, while only distributing 15% of their budget on grants to service providers and sponsorships. AB 2471 would require Alameda LAFCO to review Eden Healthcare District and order its dissolution if it meets any of the following criteria. It does not provide any direct healthcare services. It does not currently receive a property tax allocation, has substantial net assets, and is not in compliance with the requirements of AB 2737, which requires, that was Mr. Bonta's bill that was approved out of this committee, that requires that they spend at least 80% of their budget on grants rather than on administrative functions. AB 2471 will require Alameda LAFCO follow the dissolution procedures already established in existing law, and it's sponsored by Alameda County and supported by the cities of Hayward and San Leandro. Respectfully ask for your aye vote. I have today as witnesses the mayors of Hayward and San Leandro. The healthcare district, Eden Healthcare District, has Alameda County in it, which unincorporated Alameda County, represented by the Board of Supervisors, which is sponsoring the bill, and then there are two cities, Hayward, Mayor Barbara Halliday, and San Leandro, Mayor Pauline Cutter. You may proceed and just talk directly into the microphone, real close.
Okay. Good afternoon. Very close. Good afternoon, Chair Eggman and members of the local government committee. My name is Pauline Cutter, and I'm the mayor of San Leandro, and we are in full support of AB 2471. And as you may recall, my testimony 2 weeks ago, finding a solution to help address the financial sustainability of San Leandro Hospital is one of the top priorities for my city. The hospital is not only critical to the health care and well-being of our residents, but also as an economic driver for our region. The City of San Leandro and Alameda County have both made considerable efforts to keep the hospital open, including both of us contributing $3 million each, totaling $6 million to subsidize the hospital. What's at hand today are the significant variations that the way the healthcare districts operate and the rules that govern them. There remain in existence some healthcare districts that neither own a hospital nor provide any direct healthcare services to the community, and therefore they may not be fulfilling their original intent and their commitment to the residents. And there are two such hospitals that Eden Healthcare District, and they're San Leandro Hospital and also St. Rose in Hayward. In summary, I think it's important to ensure that the healthcare service needs of our residents are adequately provided for, and if there remain their antiquated healthcare districts that are failing to address the needs, then we need to take appropriate steps to stop them. And for this reason, and on behalf of the City of San Leandro, I'm proud to support AB 2471, and I respectfully ask for your support. Thank you.
Next, Mayor.
Thank you.
You need to move the microphone.
Okay. Good afternoon to all of you, Chairperson Eggman and all of the members of this committee. My name is Barbara Halliday. I am the mayor of the City of Hayward, and I'm here today in support of Assembly Bill 2471. This bill has great potential to help address something that is very much of concern to the City of Hayward, and that is the financial sustainability of St. Rose Hospital. This bill would specifically, as Assemblymember Quirk just said, dissolve the Eden Health District. This district was established in 1948 to build and operate a community hospital, which it did until 1998 when it turned that hospital over to another entity that then rebuilt the hospital to meet current seismic standards. And since then, Eden Health District has not operated a hospital and has not directly provided health care services to the 360,000 residents of our district. And, this means it really isn't fulfilling its original intent and commitment to our residents. Despite having over $45 million in assets, is my understanding. The district basically provides minimal annual grants to a few service providers, while it spends over 85% of its income on administrative expenses. So it seems clear the district has outlived its usefulness, and that dissolution could provide much needed funds to directly support healthcare institutions in the district that are providing those services. This district, as Assemblymember Quirk said, includes San Leandro, Hayward, and portions of unincorporated Alameda County. Mayor Cutter and I agree that an even split of the assets from dissolution between the two major hospitals in the district would be a fair result of dissolution. So I want to thank Assemblymember Quirk for bringing this bill forward. I want to thank all of you for allowing me to speak here today, and I respectfully ask for your support of this bill.
Madam Chair, there is a third witness here. I don't know how many witnesses you allow.
That's fine.
Okay, this is Mary June Flores. She's with the Supervisor Wilma Chan's office, who represents a portion of Alameda County as well as San Leandro that's served by the San Leandro Hospital.
Thank you. Please.
Hi. Good afternoon, Chair Eggman and committee members. My name is Mary June Flores, and I'm here on behalf of the Alameda County Board of Supervisors, who are the sponsors and strong support of AB 2471. Most California healthcare districts offer direct services and medical care to underserved populations, as well as fill gaps in local services. More often than not, healthcare districts may be the sole source of care in the community. Eden Health District is not one of those districts. While this is a local issue, it has become apparent and imperative that state legislation is pursued and is the best recourse. In 2012, our Alameda County LAFCO underwent an MSR of the district to assess whether it is accomplishing its original mission. At that time, our LAFCO did not decide on dissolution, citing prematurity, and gave Eden Health District time to make structural and programmatic changes in its operations. Years after, Eden Health District still has not made substantial changes to fulfill the original mission of a local healthcare district. Eden Health District has been derelict in their obligations of providing medical care and resources to the area's safety net hospitals and should be dissolved. We are still evaluating the impact of recent committee amendments, but we are supportive of the proposed amendments to further narrow the scope of the bill to Eden and also to expedite the dissolution process. We look forward to working with Assemblymember Quirk and your staff on this and also clarifying the language to ensure in-district safety net hospitals receive earmarked and direct funding from Eden Health District. With that, on behalf of Alameda County Board of Supervisors, we respectfully ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Others speaking in support, just your name and organization, please.
Greg Herner on behalf of Alameda Health System in support.
Thank you. Anybody else in support today? Anybody speaking in opposition to this bill today?
Okay. So we need to, there are a couple chairs here, but stay around. There may be questions.
Good afternoon, Chair, members of the committee. Pamela Miller, representing the State Association of LAFCOs and all 58 LAFCOs. I want to thank the committee for their work. I want to apologize first, as the previous crowd was getting herded out and we were getting herded in. I did not hear the Assembly members' introduction, and so I don't know if the committee's recommended amendments were accepted or not.
They were all accepted.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So I want to thank the committee for their work. I want to thank Assemblymember Quirk for accepting those amendments. I do appreciate the scope of the bill being narrowed to just Eden Township rather than statewide. However, CalAFCO remains opposed to the bill. We have had conversations with Assemblymember Quirk's staff expressing our concerns and wondering how we can address his concerns as well as preserve LAFCO's discretion, and clearly we have not gotten there yet. I find that here we are again opposing a piece of legislation that intentionally either bypasses LAFCO or, in this case, divests LAFCO of their authority by eliminating their discretion. We're a little bit confused and concerned that there are several of the bill's sponsors that have a seat on the local LAFCO. And we heard from the county supervisor's representative as well as 2 mayors. So right there are 3 potential applicants to the LAFCO to dissolve the district, and yet that has not happened. So we believe very strongly that this is a situation that could have and should be addressed at the local level. There's clearly an existing process in place that should be explored, has not been explored before seeking this level of solution. So we strongly encourage that the local process be honored. And with me is Mona Palacios, who is the executive officer from Alameda LAFCO.
Good afternoon, committee members and committee chair. My name is Mona Palacios. I'm the executive officer of Alameda LAFCO, and just wanted to mention that Alameda LAFCO submitted its letter of opposition on March 18th, and that letter outlined the commission's concerns, which remain with the proposed bill amendments, which I have not fully had a chance to review, and certainly my commission members have not had a chance to even hear about them. And these concerns are that it's a state-level solution to a local issue. It circumvents the existing LAFCO process, which is public and local, and we're not clear on what exactly the deficiencies are within the existing law that this bill is addressing. Finally, LAFCO has received, as Pamela mentioned, no applications from any of the community members or any affected local agencies regarding dissolution of the district. Alameda LAFCO did review the district in 2013 is when the commission adopted the municipal service review determinations and updated the sphere of influence for the district. And at that time, the commission determined that the district still plays an indirect role in the delivery of healthcare services within its district boundaries. And as mentioned in our opposition letter, at the time that the commission was considering the municipal service review and the sphere update, there were limited public comments provided, and there were no comments provided regarding dissolution of the district. So the Commission was somewhat surprised to learn about this legislation, and we continue to believe that there's an existing local process that should be engaged and fully exhausted before it heads towards the state level for a solution. And to that end, Alameda LAFCO invited Assemblymember Quirk and county supervisors to our LAFCO meeting next week to have a more full discussion about concerns about the district, and we look forward to engaging in that process. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Next person speaking in opposition.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the... Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. You would think I would know that, wouldn't you? Dion Arender on behalf of the Eden Healthcare District. All right, the term township actually was removed from the title just recently. Eden, the healthcare district is opposed to the bill as presented. We have only seen the amendments this morning, actually, right? So it's hard to speak to them, and I have not had time to speak to any of the members of the district about the language, all right? But appreciate the chair's efforts and staff's efforts in trying to come to some conclusion around this issue, right? And appreciate the fact that healthcare districts probably need further study, right? And I know I heard you last week say that I think you're interested in doing that. The bill clearly takes away the right of voters of the district to determine the fate of their own district. The voters formed the district in 1948, and I believe, and I think the district believes, they should be the ones to dissolve it if it's to be dissolved. The sponsors of this bill, and the bill you heard last week, actually, the Bonta bill, are after the assets of the district in order to sell the assets of the district to fund, as you heard, San Leandro Hospital and St. Rose. San Leandro is owned by Alameda County, and it's still losing money, I gather. And if possible, they would also like to fund St. Rose, even though the district has funded St. Rose in the past, I think twice now, and is in the process actually of forgiving the most recent loan and turning it into a grant. The bill, however, this bill and the Bonta bill, the assets of the district currently are medical buildings, which produce the revenue for the district currently, which currently goes to pay, first of all, for a $20 million legal obligation to Sutter Hospital, pursuant to a legal settlement when the district got involved in a lawsuit, actually requested by many of the people who are now supporting this bill for the district to get involved with. All right, the cost of that legal proceedings was around $3 million to the district, and then a $20 million settlement with Sutter, which is being paid off at $2 million a year for the next 10 years. So the first money that goes to anybody, any of the revenue that's produced by these buildings, goes to pay for Sutter. To pay off their obligations. They no longer own San Leandro Hospital. They turned it over to Alameda County. As I understand the current law, the LAFCO would have to go through a laborious process to assess the assets, sell them, settle existing obligations, as I just mentioned, and then determine who is the receiving local government agent to manage the remaining assets. There's nothing in this bill, even though I think I heard somebody say that they're planning on amending it to direct that the remaining assets would go to these two hospitals. But right now, there's nothing in the bill that directs that, right? There's no guarantee that Alameda County will be the one to receive the assets. And it's a very complicated issue in regards to who has, not so much who owns assets, but who has the rights at least to be in the room to discuss those remaining assets and what happens to them. Finally, from my perspective anyway, this is an attempt at a short-term at a solution to a short-term financial problem for two hospitals who I believe will once again find themselves short on revenue, even if they were to get these dollars. The healthcare district has given money to St. Rose, as I mentioned before, at least twice in the past to meet short-term obligations. And at one point, when the healthcare district did own San Leandro Hospital, somebody misspoke and said we never owned it. We did own it. That was at a cost of around $30 million to the healthcare district, right, because it was losing money at that time. So we've been there and done that, everyone. This bill makes no changes to these hospitals' trajectories. Only the management of those two hospitals can do that. And with that, I ask you for your no vote.
Speaking in opposition, yes, your name and organization, please.
Sure. Madam Chair, members, Jean Hurst here today on behalf of the Association of California Healthcare Districts. We have an opposed unless amended position on the bill, and we'll be reviewing the committee amendments as they come in.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the committee? Please.
Thank you. Mr. Quirk, is there any reason that Alameda County or the two cities have not petitioned LAFCO for dissolution?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I mean, this is not my level of expertise here, and I don't know that the supervisor's representative would know either.
Okay. Yeah, I struggle with this is a third or fourth bill in the time I've been on local government committee where we have overridden through state action a local LAFCO process, and I'm hesitant sometimes to do that. And yet, at the same time, I find that these legacy healthcare districts that no longer deliver healthcare are rather problematic, so I'm inclined to support the bill today with the amendments. I'm a little concerned about overriding the local LAFCO process. But I'm also clear that, and I know the chair talked about this last week, a broader look at these healthcare districts. And in my home community, we've looked at 3 different healthcare districts and come to different conclusions about whether they should continue or not. And currently, they all are continuing to operate. None of them running a hospital, all of them doing a lot of community grant work, and many of them, as Eden is situated, with a lot of income coming off of office buildings and things that are not directly related to the provision of health care. So looking forward to further discussion on this. I will support you today.
Thank you.
Is that a motion, Mr. Gord?
Yeah, why not?
Thank you. Great.
I'll move it.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mullen. Anybody else speaking in opposition to the bill today? Okay, and I would agree, Mr. Gordon, that I want to look at special districts, and I think I also maybe want to do something on LAFCO because I've been the chair of this committee for a very short time, and I've already seen 3 or 4 of these, and we make amendments and try to. So this does provide for the expedited LAFCO process, which does take away some of the discretion, but it still is a process nonetheless. So, and to the district, I would say you've got 2 legislators who represent you both with problems with this. So it seems like there should be able to be some more communication. I think I thank Mr. Quirk for taking the amendments, and we think this nicely addresses both the issues that Mr. Bonta had last week and Mr. Quirk has this week. And with that, would you like to close, Mr. Quirk?
Yes, I can say why I didn't protest in 2013. I was still hoping that the district could move forward in some way, look at a parcel tax, etc. And Bonta, in fact, had legislation to that effect. What we found was that there was simply no support for that locally. And when that happened, that's when I brought this legislation forward. Again, I can't speak for others, but that was my turning point. Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded by Mr. Mullen already, but thank you, Mr. Cooley, for that third. And we'll take that as your close, Mr. Quirk.
Absolutely.
All right, Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is due pass as amended. Eggman.
Aye.
Eggman, aye. Waldron. Aye. Waldron, aye. Mullen. Mullen, aye. Bonilla. Chu. Cooley.
Aye.
Cooley, aye. Jones. Gordon.
Aye.
Gordon, aye. Linder.
Measures out 5-0. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Quirk.
you.
Next up, we have Mr. Bonta. Oh, Mr. Quirk. Mr. Quirk has another bill. I'm sorry. Wait, there's more. Wait, there's more.
Very good.